Warm greetings, Pepin Falcons, and welcome to another edition of Math is More Than Fun at Pepin. I'm your host, Mr. Newber, and what we're going to be looking at is how to do these three worksheets that were assigned by Mrs. D for equivalent fractions. I put them up here. I was helping with a couple of classes today in a Zoom, and I realize I keep going back and forth, and so I'm going to put them right up here where I can see them. Okay. There are 3 or 4 different approaches to showing you how to do equivalent fractions, and I'm going to touch on all of them. I'm going to work. These are the actual problems that you see on that worksheet. This isn't just for April 28th and April 29th. This is also for possibly later on in May. If you didn't get these done, you can refer to this video, and I will name it equivalent fractions, or equivalent fraction worksheet, if I think of it. And also possibly even we may be in the 2020-2021 year when you see this. This is just to help you. These are some of the best worksheets I've ever seen, honestly. I've been teaching math for a while at Pepin. These are great worksheets. So let me get into them. And I'm first going to go to the first page, and this is where we see the fruit, the flowers, the leaves, the hats, all of that, okay? I want to do a couple of these. I'm going to choose this one right here. I'm going to take problem number 1 on that page, and instead of trying to draw, those are peaches. Instead of trying to draw Georgia peaches there, I'm just going to do stars, okay? So as you can see, I have a couple of rows. Here we go. And there's one below each one. Okay, so I have stars, and what the directions say is you're supposed to write equivalent or not equivalent over here. We want to know if these two fractions are the same. All right, let me put these over here. All right, and this is going to, you will see this transpose from peaches, apples, stars, whatever we're working on in this one, and it's going to transpose into geometric figures over here. It's a little bit higher level of math. So let's start with this. My colors on this one are red and green. I just happen to have those, so I will use them. 2/6 is going to be this one. 2/6 will be here, and this one is going to be 1/3. So over here, you are going to be asked, is 2/6 equal to or equivalent to 1/3? All right, so 2/6. Here's what I want you to do, and I'm going to do this on the very last problem I do over here. I'm going to do the same thing, and this is what I want you to do also, okay? So I don't really care about this numerator right here. I just am interested in the denominator, okay? That's all I want. Because the denominator, as you know, when we were talking about pizza, when we talk about pizza like this, we first have to know how many slices were in the original pizza when we flip the box open. So we just quickly go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, there's 8 slices in there. You know that 8 is the denominator. The 8 is the number of pieces, the number of stars, the number of oak leaves, the number of baseball hats, the number of things that are in the first whole group. In pizza, it's easy. You just count the slices, all right? In this group of stars right here, we can do the same thing, and it's just as easy. We're just going to look at this and count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We want 6. We want a group of 6. Well, that's the whole thing, okay? The group of 6 is the whole thing, all right? So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we're talking about individual stars for this one here, okay? Individual stars. Now I care about what the numerator is. Now I want to know what is a numerator, because this is how many of those that we have in this fraction, okay? 2 out of 6. Well, I have my 6, obviously. Now I need 2 of them. So I'm going to circle them, and I'm going to, just like this, there. That's 2 out of 6, right? 1, 2 out of 6. Let's go to the next one. What do we have with this green? 1/3. Well, the first thing I'm going to do is look at the denominator. I want to look at the denominator. You can see that there's one here, and there's one here, and there's one here. When I look at this, north and south, there's one group here, there's second group here, a third group here. That's the 3 groups right there. So what I'm going to do is circle one of those, and then I'm going to remove this because I don't need that, and I don't need that. And why am I doing that? Because I only need 1. Now I have the numerator. Okay? I have the numerator. So this is one group out of 3 groups. Now the question is there the same number of stars on the green side as the blue side? And the answer is yes. So what that means is these 2 fractions are equal, or you're supposed to write equivalent there. Okay? Is that good? Let's try another one real quick. Let's take a look at number 3. Number 3, and I'm just going to use dots now to save a little time. I'll use black dots. All right, we're going to look at number 3 here. All right, and that's this problem here. I have 4 what looks like oak leaves. All right, so I'm going to put those there. And I have another row of them right here. So there's another row. And oh, look, there's one more. Okay, so we have that. And I have the duplicate over here because we are comparing the same thing. So that's 2, 3, and 4. And then we got another one here. And then we have another one here. All right. So just real quickly, what are we working with here? Well, we're supposed to do, okay, they don't give me a color over there, but red is for this one, so I'll do that one first, all right? They want 1/4 over here. And they want 1/3 over here, and I'll do a blue one. All right, so I'll do 1/3. Okay, so we're going to take this and make it and show 1/3 of the dots. Then we're going to take this one and show 1/4 of the dots, and we want to see if it's the same one. You may have an inclination they're not equal, all right? But just hang on to that. Let's do the work first, all right? First thing I'm going to look at, the denominator. I need 3 groups. I need 3 groups. Do you see? Do you see groups? Do you see 3 groups, no matter how many are in it? 3 equal groups, just like 3 equal slices of a pizza. And if you said this, you are absolutely right. Here are 3 groups. There's 4 of them in this row, 4 of them in this row, 4 of them in this row. Those are exactly equal. Now I look at the numerator. I need 1 of them. So I'm going to circle it right here, like this. Can't color in dots, right? Okay, so I don't need this anymore. So there we go. I now have 1/3 of the dots within this circle. Okay, now let's look at the other one, 1/4. I need 4 equal parts of this. Just like in a pizza, I have 4 equal slices. I need 4 equal parts in this one. And if you saw this, you are absolutely right. That one, look at that column, look at that column, look at that column. In math, we call these rows and these columns. Well, if you look in these columns, every one of these columns have 3 items in, right? So they're all equal. That's all we care. We don't care how many yet, but we want to make sure they are precisely equal on the nose, right? So here's 4 of them. That's what we want. 1, 2, 3, 4. So let's take one. We'll take that one. We're not looking at this one anymore. So we'll get this one out of here. All right. Now, the question is, that's 1 of 4. All right. Now the question is this equal or not equal? And that, we just look over here. We count 1, 2, 3, 4. We look in here. 1/4 is 1, 2, 3. That tells you that these are not equal. All right? Just like that. Easy as pie, right? Let's go on to that second worksheet. They have different kinds of problems. It's the same principle though. If you followed me there, hopefully you're close to following me there. I hope you're close to following me there. So let's go on to the next one. I want to do this one. This one is kind of easier. They just give you one of the fractions and they want you to make one that's equal to that. All right? So let's try one. Let's try this one right here. I'm going to put this square, it looks like a square from here. I am kind of standing to the side. So I have this one, and I'm going to go over here to this one. And looks like the same thing, and then I draw this horizontal line in the middle. All right, they tell me that they want me to do 2/3 in this one. Then they want it to be equal, and they want a fraction over here. All right, I like to set some of my answers up ahead of time, so I'm just going to go, just to remind myself, there's the fraction line there. All right, so now I'm going to go to work. Now I need 3, I'm looking at the denominator, I need 3 equal divisions of this. 3 equal divisions. Well, Ronnie Millsap can see we got a column here, we got a column here, we got a column here. That's the 3 equal divisions. How many do I want? That's the numerator. Oh, how many? Well, we'll take that one, and we'll take that one. Okay? Now we come over to this one. This is exactly like, if you understand my pizza analogy, that is exactly like a pizza. And you look at it, and it has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 slices in it already. It's a square pizza, and it's not drawn very well, is it? But every one of those are exactly the same. So we already know that we're going to color in, I'll use a green one here, we are going to color in exactly the same size as that. Now we do have another line, but just like this, there's no pizza on that line. There's this slice and this slice. There's no space there, it's just a line. All right, well, I colored in 2 columns, so I'm going to color in 2 columns over here. I see how this works. Okay, now I have to count how many of those are exactly equal to that. Well, first I need a denominator. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Well, that's easy. I'll put that denominator in there. Now, how many of those blocks are equal to these 2 columns? Well, there's 1, 2, 3, and 4. So we can make the mathematical statement that 2/3 is equal to 4/6. Okay? Good. I'm glad you got that one. Let's do one more from that page, maybe down towards, let's do one with circles, okay? I like the ones with circles. Maybe right here, number 5. Some of my favorite fractions are in this one, you guys. All right, number 5. I get to draw pizzas. That's always a good day when I can draw pizzas. So the first one looks like it's sliced with these man-sized slices. And over here, it looks like it might be a school function or something, because the pieces are a little bit smaller. Okay, well, that's all right. All right, so we will, we're not going to, it doesn't say it says to shade them in, but it doesn't give the colors. It gives the colors over here. So we're going to take this one. This one, they want 3/4. They want 3/4 over here, and they want you to make it equal to something over here. And so I'm going to put the fraction line in. Now, I don't know what it is, but I got to do this one first. So I'm going to look once again. Do the same thing every time. I'm going to look at the denominator, and I look up here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right. That denominator is correct for this drawing. Sometimes they do misprints, but not this time. There's 4 pieces there, and they want me to consider 3 slices. All right, well, I know how this works. I just go in here, and I do this one, and I do this one, and I do this one. There we go. I hope everyone watching will agree that those red slices of pizza are, in a 4-piece pizza, is 3/4 of the pizza, 3 out of 4, okay? Now we'll go over here to this one and use the green. I have to get the same exact amount of pizza out of this one. So do you see how this is going to work? First of all, what determines the denominator? Exactly, how many pieces are in a whole pizza. So we'll count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, I know how that goes. 8. There we go. Now, I have to come up with the same amount of pizza as this one. So I'm going to start here, and I'm going to count. That's 1, that's 2, that's 3, that's 4, that's 5. How am I doing? That's it. Oh, looks like this one's in there too. All right, and that's 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And that's how many out of 8? 6 out of 8. So is 3 over 4 equal to 6 over 8? Yes, it is. All right, great. Now we're going to wrap this up. Now we're going to go to this next one. This is the one that has the balloons. It has what looks like some Christmas gifts there, really nice ice cream cones. All right, let me see which one we might want to do. All they're doing over here is they are going to combine the two. Remember over here we had 2 different drawings, and we did one fraction on one and one on the other. Over here we're just going to have one drawing. So let's take a rectangle over here. All right, we're going to take number 4. We'll do number 4 over here, and I'm just going to draw this. I don't have to draw this one once. All right. So I got to divide this into 4, and then I have to draw a line through it. Now the 2 fractions that I have is 1/4, and I'm supposed to do that in blue. I have to do the 1/4 in blue, and in red I have to do the 3/8. Okay? So the 3/8 over here. Now they are asking the question, is it equal? They're not giving you things that are equal, so what we're going to have here is a question mark. All right, so let's do this. You know how to do this now. The first thing I'm going to look at is the denominator. I need a group of 4. Do you see a group of 4? There are 4 groups right here. Here's these 2, these 2, these 2, these 2. There's 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm just going to use my blue right here. 1, 2, 3, and 4. There's a group, there's a group, there's a group, there's a group. Oh, that's my 4. Now, I only want one of them. See, that's the first time I looked at the numerator. The numerator doesn't matter until you establish what you're doing. So I'm going to color in one of them. All right, there we go. And I can leave those up there. You can leave yours there if that's what you do. If you don't like them there, I'll take them off. There we go. All right, the other one now is in red, and it wants 3/8. So once again, I ignore that 3 for a minute, and I'm looking at 8. How many things of 8 do we have in here? Well, this is just like the pizza that I drew for the last one. It's a pizza with 8 slices in it. Each slice is a unit. There's 8 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Great. Now I look at the numerator. How many do I want? 3. Here's 1. Here's 1, 2, and then here's 3. So there's 3 of them there. There's 2 of them here. The question is, are those 2 fractions equal? And I think Ronnie Millsap can see there's 2 of them here, and there's 3 of them here. 2 does not equal 3, especially when you're handing out pizza or candy. So this is not equal. As simple as that. And then finally, one more from that last page, and I want to do one maybe with, how about with the balloons, okay? I did that. I have a balloon over here I want to show you. So we'll do this with the balloons. This will be number 11, and all we have here are some balloons. I'll just draw them real quickly. Maybe put a string on each one. All right. I don't know if you can see the string on mine in here. All right, there we go. And it's asking for pink and green. Sorry about that. It'll be red and green. I don't have a pink marker. Don't think I ever did. Okay, so I'm running out of time. I had to redo my artwork. But let's check out our problem. The first one here is 1/2. The denominator is 2. That means we are looking for 2 groups up here. 2 groups. 1/2, remember, is the simplest and most familiar fraction, 1/2. I think most of you can see that if I draw a line down through here, that will be half. 3 will be over here, 3 will be over here. But I'm still looking at this. I'm looking for how many groups. I need 2 groups up here, and it doesn't matter how many are in it. These are the 2 groups, so I'm going to take this and I'm going to just go right ahead and color those balloons red. All right, and then the other one now is going to be green. I'm going to look at this. This one down here says 6. I need to see 6 equal parts up here. And just as you like, it has 6 parts that you can actually see. It doesn't have any more division, any more difficulty than that. The number is 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Each one of those is 1/6. Now I'm looking at the numerator. The numerator says I need 3 of them. I need 3 of these. Well, these over here aren't colored yet, so I'll go ahead and do those. Here's 1, here's 2, and here is 3. Now I have 3 out of 6 for this one, and I have 1 of the halves over here. And I think everyone can see that these are definitely equal. 3 green balloons and 3 red balloons. And before we go, I just want to show you, I do have a balloon hanging in here. My grandson got me this for an occasion. I'm not sure how long ago. It was February or March, but I want to say that this is my sentiment, my balloon that hangs in my video studio, and this is my sentiment to you. Bye. See you next video.